Hello guys, my name is TheRussianBadger, and oh man, it feels so weird because the game came out a week ago, but I only played for like 4 hours last Tuesday before my flight left for London and the whole Xbox Mountain Dew Dorito Showdown Live. I didn't really get to play a whole lot on PC or on a personal account until today, which I kind of went crazy, so if you guys would be so kind, I need some kind of synopsis. I need one of you to pipe up. I don't know if you need to be some kind of gangster hoodlum or something, be like, yo dog, let me explain something to you. I sell drugs to the community. Not really, okay? I need something like, well, you see, Badger, everybody uses the M416. It's pretty much all operation lockers, and the netcode sucks. Yeah, somebody please pipe up. Just be like, tell me all the information that I would have missed in the last week if I had just fallen off the face of the earth, because I wasn't checking Twitter all that much, but in fact, yeah, that's some serious destruction. Destruction, next level, dude. Destruction 4.875. Nice. The Levolution on Operation Lockers, like I said, it's kind of goofy, because it's not the same scale. It's not like whatever. I'm still struggling with the maps, like the names of the maps. You guys probably know what I'm talking about when I describe. I guess I have different names. I don't really call them by the formal names because I can't remember the names. The names aren't super memorable for a lot of them. Instead of whatever that L-Dam, I just call it the map where the crazy Chinese lady says something in 2 different languages about something that's not functioning correctly, and you about to get dunked on by some water though. And she doesn't really sound like that. And then, okay, you got the one where the ship crashes into the shore and then everybody rushes the AA gun. You've got the one with the satellite dish, and you can no longer have your elite Halo stunts with your ATV off of that. You'll probably know what I'm talking about once I make a future video to explain all of this, but I'm still getting acquainted with the maps. One thing that I do know is that a lot of people are a fan of Operation Locker, or is it Locker or Lockers? I'm not actually sure if it's plural or not. And I think this is why. It's Metro, but it's not Metro at the same time. So you get your whole, man, I love my eyes being just exposed to so many explosions. It's so nice. Like, I guess you get that side of what Operation Metro, more so Operation Lockers, has to offer. This sort of Metro, I want explosions constantly hitting me in the face. I want lots of infantry and lots of bullets flying everywhere. I want people funneled and everything else. But at the same time, it's not like it always funnels. And you're ready for the Levolution, and then you go through and, oh, the joke's on every teammate that tried to enter behind me, because that thing is now closed. And the other event, other than this is another little, I don't know if I want to call it like miniature Levolution, and a lot of you correct me, it's not Levolution, Badger, it's Levolution. Well, apparently you don't get the pocket joke because you're a total scrub. This kid shows me exactly how it works, so you just kind of shoot the switch on the wall and check that out, man. Everything is now dark in the room. It's like I'm playing Nocturne about to get ganked on bot lane. That's no fun. And I guess you're still probably going to say the same thing. Sure, these aren't really. These are like miniature Levolution events. It's kind of like a destruction thing that was still present in previous Battlefield games. But the real big thing on this map is really not all that big. Like the whole Levolution of that tower. You guys probably know the 64-player Conquest Large. I imagine that's probably going to be a fairly... It's going to be like the 64-player Conquest of Metro, probably. If I'm not mistaken, 64-player Conquest Large, Operation Locker, probably going to be our modern Metro, if that makes any sense. It would be the place that you go to grind. A lot of people are going to that middle tower, and the big Levolution event is... I always found it funny when some of the European developers, they always struggle to say it in one solid word. It's like, Levolution. It's funny to hear them say that. But the way it works is, essentially, the tower crumbles, and then anybody below it gets crushed, and it's not actually all that interesting, because it's not like the gigantic ship crashing into the shore. Meow, 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 meow. It's not something gigantic. It's something pretty small, but I guess it does change. I'd say it changes the way that people camp the center part of the map on Conquest Large, if that makes any sort of sense at all. And, oh man, you ain't ready, bruv. Give me your sandwich, dope. And I'm still not sure if I really do like the whole concept of knifing. I'm still getting used to, oh look, these are the great weapons. This is probably what's going to happen when you take out your repair torch. That sort of thing. I guess I'm still getting accustomed to what you can and can't do in this game, what you can and can't get away with. That's something that it usually takes me quite a few weeks for me to actually get used to that, because for the longest time in Battlefield 3, when it first came out, like 2 years ago, I was always thinking to myself, oh, I can always pull off the knife. Don't worry, I can always pull off the knife. And then every time I try to pull off the knife, of course somebody comes around and shoots you in the face with like an 870 and teaches you the lesson that's not very all that pleasant to learn. But in terms of the M416, I am quite a big fan, because it seems like there's very low recoil, it's got a high enough rate of fire to do really, really well in close quarters, and it does enough damage, because I haven't checked the stats yet, but I bet all the assault rifles do a pretty comparable amount of damage. Knowing DICE and their past history of, this is exactly how the game works in terms of damage, and I really want to try that out. That's one of the things that I did try on Xbox, but I have not yet tried on the PC, because after the showdown, basically the three things that I investigated were this. The whole incendiary, that guy gets Wesley sniped down below because the frag is, that blast radius is pretty nasty, dude. It's really nasty. So, the thing that I investigated in London, number one, was the 40 times scope. Alright, and I asked Alan Kurtz, you know, like Demise 99, who's in charge of balancing all this stuff and creating all the weapons and blah, blah, blah. I was like, do you actually think the 40 times scope is useful on a sniper rifle? Because just to give you a rough perspective, what the maximum was in Battlefield 3, you know that huge thing that you would stick onto your 50 cal sniper rifle, your 338, whatever that M98 straight M98 baller weapon was, you would stick it 12 times. That was the maximum that you could go in Battlefield 3. But in Battlefield 4, they have a 40 times scope. I was looking at Shibby's face through the 40 times scope on the intervention on the Xbox One, and it was outrageous. It's like I could see his pores, or it's like, see the iris of his eyes. It's weird. It's weird that they would even include that. However, I have determined what is the ultimate YOLO strats class. Alright, this is the YOLO strats of Battlefield 4. That's what you gotta do. 870 MCS, or any particular shotgun for that matter. M26 mass. And your secondary has to be that 12 gauge stubby shotgun. If I'm not mistaken, it's like a 3-round capacity or a 3-shell capacity. That is straight YOLO strats. All right, it doesn't get more baller than that. You've got to be pretty gutsy to be running 3 shotguns in any sort of particular loadout. But I imagine if you're flanking somebody, they're gonna have an extremely bad day, because that thing is so good in close quarters, it's not even funny. And the emblems, man, the emblems are actually quite funny, because I guess a lot of guys that I don't know if I'm running into the wrong servers or something, but I'm running into a lot of guys that have names like Swag Money Million and Cash Money All Stars. I don't think I'm joining the right servers. I'm not really sure. And yet again, the pistols that are still extremely good. I remember I asked you guys that question in the last video. It's just, would you use this thing as a primary? And I actually would use this thing as a primary. In fact, I tried it out on a hardcore server. It's outrageous. The fact that people even play hardcore just blows my mind. Especially, I just don't get it. I don't get how everyone can like this game mode where everybody's just sitting in one particular, maybe 3 particular buildings. At least in terms of Conquest and TDM, it seemed like everybody was sitting in a building with a bolt-action sniper rifle, one-shotting anybody. Just, oh, I shot you in the foot and you died. That's the whole concept of hardcore with one-shotting with those sniper rifles. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world. Not to mention, just, it essentially goes, the gunfight usually goes the way of the guy that sees the other guy first. And this was a little, I said whatever, YOLOstrats.com, and I got a hit marker on that guy. I didn't even kill him, which probably shows you about the ability of the mass. I think it's okay. It's not that bad. And this is essentially how to wreck scrubs on Operation Locker, or Lockers. I didn't even look if it was plural or not, because I'm still, yet again, I'm still catching up in terms of all the little nuances and all the little things that you guys have discovered in the past week that I have been away for. It's something that I'm going to figure out eventually, but if you guys could fill me in with whatever I should know, that would be very convenient. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you guys next time, and I still am offering the opportunity that I had in Battlefield 3 in terms of, yo dog, I want you to use this gun, and this upgrade, or this specialization, or this kind of camo, or meow, meow, meow. By all means, if you want to give me a class to run around with, I'm pretty sure I want to try out the YOLO strats class. That needs to happen, alright? I'm going to make that happen. But if you have any kind of particular suggestions for what loadout I should run, by all means leave a comment and I will employ it in future videos. So, I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald und later.